All right, everyone, welcome back for another deep dive with us. I know you were probably expecting us to jump into some super serious topic today,
Oh yeah.
like maybe, some complicated scientific theory or a deep dive into, historical intrigue.
Right. Right.
But we decided to go a little in a different direction with this one.
Okay.
Today, we're going to be talking about something much more, well, feathered, you could say. So are you ready for this?
I think so. Lay it on me.
Okay, well, get ready
Mm.
because we are going to be diving into the wonderfully wacky world of Untitled Goose Game.
Yes, that's right. Untitled Goose Game.
It's true.
This game, this charmingly chaotic indie game. It's got this really simple premise where you're a goose and basically you're on this mission to cause as much mischief as possible, but it's all happening in this like idyllic English village.
Right.
And despite that simple premise, the game totally took off.
It did.
It captured the hearts of, gamers and critics alike
It really did.
and, snatched a coveted Game of the Year award back in
Oh,
2019.
I know. It's pretty crazy to think about, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't think a game about a goose terrorizing a village would be so universally loved, but Untitled Goose Game just goes to show that sometimes those most unexpected,
Yeah.
ideas, they can turn into these huge runaway successes. And that's something I really want to unpack with you today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a really cool thing to unpack. And what I think is really fascinating about, the whole origin story is that it all started with just a stock photo
Oh, wow.
of a goose, just a simple stock photo of a goose.
Really?
Yeah. So one of the developers at the Australian studio behind the game, just shared this stock photo of a goose on like their internal chat, like a work chat.
Okay.
And it was just like this, unexpected spark. It sparked this like wave of creativity that ultimately led to this very unique and hilarious game.
So it's like a single image can be this catalyst for something that becomes so popular, it's wild.
It is well.
It speaks to the power of inspiration, I think, like that's
Absolutely.
how it can strike from the most unexpected sources,
For sure.
would you say?
Totally.
But, what I find really intriguing about Untitled Goose Game is the way it takes stealth and puzzle elements and combines them
Oh, yeah.
in such a fresh, engaging way.
Right.
You're not just like hiding in the shadows waiting to strike. You're, strategically
Yeah.
using your, goose abilities to manipulate objects and even the villagers
Yeah. Yeah.
to achieve your mischievous goals.
It's true. And I think what makes the gameplay so unique and refreshing is that blend. You're right. It's the stealth and that puzzle solving that's all there. But it's also coupled with this complete absence of violence.
Right.
And I think that's really interesting too. And the game provides you with this like to-do list. So you've got these objectives in each area.
Yeah.
And you have to use, your limited goosely actions.
Yeah.
Honking, flapping those wings, grabbing stuff
Yeah.
to complete them
Right.
and progress through the game. And it's all about outsmarting the villagers and causing chaos
Yes.
in these delightfully absurd ways.
It's very absurd.
It is. It is.
But, we can't forget about the art style. The game's charming art style, it contributes so much to its appeal, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Those low poly graphics, those flat colors, and the 3D models, they're untextured, which is kind of cool. I don't know. It makes me think of these old children's television shows.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Postman Pat or Fireman Sam,
I've seen those.
but it just gives me this sense of nostalgia,
Oh, totally.
this whimsical and lighthearted, feel.
For sure. And the art style really does, play a crucial role in setting the tone. It enhances the humor. But what's really impressive to me is that the developers, they drew inspiration for the game's design from all these unexpected places.
Oh, really? Like what?
Yeah. So, for example, Super Mario 64.
Sure.
They actually looked to that for the fluidity of the goose's movements.
Oh, wow. And then the Hitman series, believe it or not, they got inspiration from that for how they structured the missions.
You're kidding me?
Wow. I mean, it's really a testament to their creativity and their ability to just blend these seemingly disparate elements into a cohesive and really compelling experience.
I bet most players wouldn't even realize those influences were there, but that's part of what makes it so clever, right?
Right.
Like it takes inspiration from these well-established games, but then transforms them into something totally new,
Yeah.
totally unique. But speaking of unexpected elements, can you tell us a little bit about the game's music
Yeah.
and how it plays such a surprising role
It's interesting.
in enhancing that gameplay experience?
Yeah, I think what's so fascinating about the music in Untitled Goose Game is that it uses these pieces from Claude Debussy's Preludes.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I would not have expected that.
I know, you wouldn't normally think.
That's not something you'd usually hear in a game about a mischievous goose. Exactly, but instead of just like using the music as background ambiance,
Right.
they implemented this really cool system.
Okay.
It's called a reactive music system.
Huh? Interesting.
So the music dynamically responds to what the player's doing.
See, that's one of the things I love about this game. It's just full of these little surprises. You know?
Yeah.
They add so much depth and humor to the experience. But how exactly does this reactive music system work?
Right.
I'm super curious. Like, how did they integrate classical music so seamlessly into this, gameplay?
Well, it's actually pretty ingenious. So the composer, Dan Golding, he sliced Debussy's pieces into hundreds of these like short segments, and he categorized each one by its intensity. So, you've got quiet and suspenseful all the way to frantic and playful.
Oh.
And as you're playing, wreaking havoc as the goose, the game is actually analyzing your actions. So, like, if you're sneaking around or chasing a villager or just, like, honking a ton,
Right.
it selects the right musical segment
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
to match the mood.
That's amazing. So it's almost like the music is like another character in the game.
Yeah, totally.
Reacting and responding to the goose's every move.
Yeah,
It adds this whole other layer.
right.
Humor and sophistication.
Absolutely.
It's really brilliant.
It is, and it's really a testament to the developers,
Yeah.
They paid such close attention to detail,
Yeah.
and they were so committed to creating this, like, truly immersive and engaging experience,
Yeah.
and it worked, it resonated with players because Untitled Goose Game,
It really did.
very quickly after it was released, it became an internet sensation.
Oh, absolutely. It went totally viral
Yeah.
with, screenshots and GIFs of the goose's antics spreading like wildfire.
Yeah, yeah.
All across social media, it seemed like everyone was talking about it.
Yeah, it really captured people's imaginations and their sense of humor.
Yeah.
And there was just something so relatable
I know.
about the mischievous nature of the goose and just the absurdity of all the situations that it created. And people just, couldn't help but share it
Yeah. And enjoy it.
and enjoy it.
It's so true. There was even a television pilot. Did you know this?
Yeah.
Called Untitled Goose Program.
I did.
But it didn't get picked up, unfortunately.
Right, too bad.
But still,
It's still cool.
it just shows you the cultural impact
Absolutely.
that this game had.
It shows how, even a simple concept, if it's executed brilliantly,
Yeah.
it can really resonate with a huge audience.
Absolutely.
Go way beyond the boundaries of just gaming
For sure.
and enter this realm of like popular culture.
I love that. But, beyond all the fun and games,
Right.
there's this other aspect of Untitled Goose Game that I think is really important to talk about. And that's the developers' commitment
Yes.
to social responsibility.
Yes, definitely.
They participated, I believe, in the Pay the Rent campaign in Australia.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. And for those who aren't familiar, Pay the Rent. It's this initiative that encourages businesses and individuals in Australia to donate a portion of their income to Indigenous groups.
Right.
And it's a way of acknowledging that, they are living and working on lands that was originally and continues to be cared for by Indigenous Australians.
That's right. It's all about, recognizing and respecting those Indigenous land rights.
Right.
And in the case of Housey House, the developers of Untitled Goose Game,
Yeah.
they pledged to donate 1% of their income
Wow.
to Indigenous groups.
That's great.
And specifically acknowledging the Wurundjeri people
Yes.
as the traditional custodians of the land where their studio is located. They even included this statement
Yeah.
in the game's credits,
Yeah, that's right.
honoring the Wurundjeri people.
It's really impactful.
Yeah.
Even, what might seem like a small gesture can make a big difference in terms of raising awareness. And it shows they are really using their platform and their success to give back
Yeah.
to the community and advocate for some important social values,
Yeah.
which is really commendable.
Absolutely. It demonstrates this genuine commitment
Yeah.
to social justice and reconciliation,
Right.
which is so inspiring to see. So you see Untitled Goose Game, it's more than just this silly game about a goose
Oh, for sure.
causing mayhem.
Yeah.
It's a game that sparked joy, sparked conversations,
Yeah.
even sparked some positive change. It reminds us that creativity, humor,
Right.
social responsibility, they can go hand in hand.
They can, for sure.
I totally agree. It's a testament to the power of games to not only entertain,
Right.
but also to raise awareness
Absolutely.
and inspire this meaningful action.
I agree.
And that's what makes this game and the people who created it so special. But,
Yeah.
as we wrap up
Yeah.
this deep dive, I'm curious to hear what resonates most with you about Untitled Goose Game.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Is it the hilarious gameplay,
Yeah.
the clever music, or maybe the developer's commitment to social responsibility?
Yeah, it's hard to choose.
I know, it's tough.
But, whatever it is that catches your attention, I think it's clear that Untitled Goose Game has made this undeniable mark
It has.
on the world of gaming
And beyond.
and beyond.
It's true. It really is remarkable how a game with such a simple premise could achieve such widespread acclaim.
Right.
It won multiple Game of the Year awards. It sold over 1 million copies.
Crazy.
It's a testament to the power of originality
Yeah.
and creativity and just plain fun.
For sure. Yeah. It goes to show that sometimes, the simplest ideas, they can be the most effective, especially when they're done with so much care
It's true.
and attention to detail.
As we kind of wrap up our deep dive here into this delightful world of Untitled Goose Game,
Yeah.
I want to leave our listener with something to think about.
Okay.
Could the success of this game be a model
Right.
for future game developers?
That's a really intriguing question.
Yeah.
I mean, Untitled Goose Game really showed us that you don't need these complex narratives or hyper-realistic graphics.
Yeah.
You don't even need human protagonists
It's true.
to create a gaming experience that's truly engaging and memorable.
Exactly. It embraced those unconventional ideas,
Yeah.
that quirky humor, those innovative gameplay mechanics,
Right.
and it resonated with a massive audience.
For sure. And just imagine if, game developers were encouraged to explore more of these offbeat concepts,
Right.
to embrace simplicity,
Yeah.
to really prioritize that innovative gameplay over just graphical fidelity.
That would be pretty refreshing.
It would.
I think it'd be really interesting to see more games that dare to be different,
Yeah.
to break free from those established conventions.
Yeah.
And to push the boundaries of what a game can be.
Totally. And, who knows, maybe we'll see a resurgence of animal protagonists wreaking havoc in all of these unexpected settings.
I love it. I would welcome the return of the mischievous goose.
Yes.
Or maybe the rise of a new feathered friend
Oh, yeah.
ready to, take the gaming world by storm.
That's a great thought. Well, on that note,
Yeah.
we want to thank you, dear listener, for joining us on this
Honking good time.
honkin' good time.
Exploring the world of Untitled Goose Game.
Yes, we hope you enjoyed this deep dive.
Learned a few things, maybe even chuckled along the way.
And if you haven't already, we highly recommend
Yes.
checking out Untitled Goose Game for yourself. I think you'll really enjoy it.
You won't be disappointed.
Until next time.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and as always, keep those goose chase spirits high.
Happy gaming, everyone.